Hi, I'm Sara Delaney with One Big Happy Yarn Company, and we are ready to dive into block 4 of our 2024 Block of the Month blanket. We are having fun making crochet squares. Here we have block 1 and 2 and 3, and we are going to work on block 4 in this episode. In this episode, we are going to do some popcorn stitches. This is one of the things that I love about crochet, is just how tactile and textural your stitches can be. I mean, look at, they just stand up from the surface of your work so much, and I love them. If you haven't yet, you can head to the description below and click the link so that you can pick up a kit, which will include the pattern and the yarn that you'll need to make this project, or you can just pick up a copy of the pattern so that you can follow along with us this year. We are using the Skipja's Stonewashed XL yarn, which is a worsted weight, slightly heavy worsted weight yarn. We are using an H8 5mm hook. You'll need stitch markers, tapestry needle, scissors, all of your standard tools for whenever you make a large project. And the thing I love about this yarn is the easy start pull tab. So for block 4, as with our previous blocks, and if you haven't watched the previous block tutorials with us, again, there's a link in the description box below. You can go to the playlist and watch all of the episodes at any time. We are going to start with a slip knot and a chain ring. And this one is a big chain ring. So we're going to chain 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back to the very first chain, and we do a slip stitch to join. Now, as with previous blocks, I like to take this tail and I like to work over it. I lay it along that chain as I work the stitches in the first round and work over it, and then I finish weaving it in at the end. It's just sort of doubly secure that way. It's tucked inside the stitches of the first round, and then I weave it in. So there's our ring. We're ready to start round 1. We're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna do 16 single crochets into this ring. So right into the hole in the center, we single crochet, and we're going to do 16 of these all the way around. This should feel pretty familiar at this point if you've been working these blocks with me in this series. Ooh. And again, this is another one of those instances where you are going to get not all the way through all 16 stitches and feel like you have made your way all the way around this ring. So don't be afraid to take a moment and pull those stitches back along the chain, pull it like a drawstring, and make sure that you give yourself enough room to put all of those stitches into this ring. So get your 16 single crochets done and meet me back here to join the round. Once you've got those 16 done, we're going to do a slip stitch back to that very first single crochet to close up that round. Sometimes I like to wiggle the stitches around and make sure that they're distributed evenly, especially if I had to cinch some of them up to make more room. Then sometimes they feel a little bit more packed together on one side and loose on the other, so I just like to wiggle it around. All right, so that's the end of round 1. Now we're going to move into round 2, and this one is where all the popcorn stitches are. And we start with what's indicated in your pattern as a beginning popcorn. And this is because we have to start with a chain, so it's a little different than the rest of the popcorns that we're going to do in this round. So this is our beginning popcorn. We're going to chain 2. And then we're going to do 4 half double crochet stitches right back in the same stitch where we did that slip stitch to join round 1. So half double, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, bring up a loop. There's 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. We're going to do 3 more of those for a total of 4. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Now here's something that you don't normally do in crochet. You're gonna open up the loop on your hook and take your hook out. You're gonna go back to the top of that chain 2 that you did, and if it helps, you can count backwards. This loop that was on your hook never counts as anything. So that's the top of 1, 2, 3, 4 half double crochets that you did, and so then you want to go back to the chain before that as the top of the chain 2 that you started with. You're going to go into the heart of that chain and then grab your open loop, pull your working yarn so that that open loop snugs back up so that it fits comfortably on your hook, and then you're going to pull this loop out through the chain from the back to the front, and that's what closes up those stitches into that popcorn shape. Now there's still one more step. You have to chain one, and that's what actually finishes your popcorn. Now we're going to do a little decorative dance in between here and where we do the next popcorn. So we're going to chain one. This is separate from the chain one that closed the top of your popcorn. And now we're going to do a picot. And that is, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go back to that third chain from the hook and slip stitch. This creates this little knob of a chain stitch. Then we're going to chain one more. See that? That's our picot. Now we're going to go back to working into the stitches from round 1. So we're going to skip one stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do a popcorn. So we're skipping one, and then into the next stitch we're going to do 5 half double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull that stitch a little loose, pop your hook out, go back to that very first half double that you did, into that stitch, grab your open loop, cinch it up, and then pull it through from the back to the front, all the way through, and then remember you have to chain one to actually close that popcorn. There's your second popcorn stitch. Now you're going to chain one, and then you're going to picot. And I like, before I start the picot, I like to hold right under my chain, or right under my hook. Then I chain 3. And then I know that this chain that's right above my finger is where I'm going to go back into for the slip stitch that creates the picot. And then I chain 1. See, that's our second picot made. And then I'm going to skip a stitch, and in the next stitch I'm going to make another popcorn. So you're going to continue that way around. Popcorn, picot, skip a stitch. Popcorn, picot, skip a stitch. All the way around. Join me back here where we'll join up this round. All right, I've done the last picot and the last chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning popcorn that we started with. And you would think that that would be here, but it isn't. So if you think about the popcorn stitches as you made them, they curled in on themselves like that. We actually want to go into that. So here's the circle of that picot, right through the center of it. Just like that is where you'll do your slip stitch. There you go. So don't worry that these are on the back. When you block it, see they will actually sit out when you block your piece. All right, let's move on to round 3. We're going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet in the same place where we did that slip stitch. So right back down into the heart of that popcorn, bring up a loop, single crochet, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's that next popcorn right through the center, out through the back, single crochet, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do that all the way around. Meet me back here to join round 3. So here at the end of round 3, we're going to do something that we haven't done since one of our earlier blocks. And instead of doing that chain 5, because we don't want to end the round in the valley between the chain 5s, we want to end the round up at the top of a chain 5. So we are going to combine a chain 2 and a treble stitch. So we yarn over twice, and we're going to go back to that very first single crochet that we did and anchor it there, and then complete our treble stitch, and then that puts us in the middle of what we've created here, which is a chain 5 space, but now we're in the middle of it. So that is the end of round 3, and we're ready to start round 4. So round 4 begins with a chain 3. This counts as a double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets into this same space that we made with that chain 2 and the treble. There's 2. Okay, now we're going to chain 2, single crochet in that next chain space, chain 2, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the next chain 5 space, making a corner. There's 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and then 3 more double crochets. 2, I'll loosen up some more yarn. 3, then chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2 more, and then you'll do another corner in the next chain 5 space. So this round is where we're turning that nice round motif into a square. Continue your way around as instructed in your pattern and meet me back over here to join. So here I am almost at the end of round 4. I'm going to do the last chain 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that first chain 3 that we did that counted as a double crochet. Woo! Look at that. We turned our little round popcorns into a little mini square. I'm going to bring this one in here. So we have 2 more rounds to go before we're finished with block number 4. So to start round 5, we need a chain of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This feels like a really long chain, I know. But it counts as a double crochet here and a chain 4. So it's funny sometimes to me when we start rounds and we have, you know, these chains that we start with, and sometimes they feel really tall, but then I have to remember that they actually take a 90-degree turn and become part of how we move forward. So then we're going to skip these 2 double crochets and do a single crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain space, chain 4, and then we're going to make our next corner. So in this chain 3 space, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets. There's our second, third double crochet, chain 3, 3 more double crochets here in that same space. Then we're going to chain 4, single crochet here in that chain space, chain 3, single crochet in that chain space, chain 4, and then we're ready to make our next corner. Go ahead and follow the instructions in your pattern all the way around. Meet me back here to join the round. So I've made my way around round 5. I did my last 2 double crochets, and now we need to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the chain 7. Again, I like to count back from the last known stitch that we did. So there's the single. I'm going to count back 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's where I do my slip stitch to join the round. Woo! Round 5 is done. Look at that. So sweet. And that popcorn is so much fun. All right, we have 1 more round to go. We're going to add single crochets all the way around. Round 6 starts with a chain 1. And then a single crochet right back into that same chain where we did the slip stitch that joined round 5. In this round, we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch and then single crochets into the chain spaces. So here we have our first chain 4 space. We're going to do 3 single crochets, a single crochet into that single there, 2 single crochets into this chain 3 space, then 1 into that single there, 3 single crochets into this chain 4 space, and we're just working into the space. We're not working into any of the chains, actually into the space that they made. 1 single into each of these double crochets that form the first half of this corner, 3 single crochets into this chain 3 space in the corner. So you continue your way around, 1 single crochet into each of the stitches, doubles and singles, 3 into that chain 4 space, 2 into that chain 3 space, 4 into that 3 into that chain 4 space, all the way around, and then meet me back here to join. I've made it all the way back around. I'm gonna slip stitch to the very first single crochet that we did to finish off the round. And I can cut my yarn over again and pull it all the way through till the tail pops out to fasten it off. You should have 76 single crochets in this last round. Look at those popcorns, they're so cute. Look at that, look at that. All right, so you're gonna make 4 of this block because we're making 4 of every one of these blocks. At this point, you will have worked through 1 entire skein of each color and a little bit into the second skein. So you've got 4 sets of 4. I mean, I only have 2 here, but you will have 4 of each. Look at that. That's 4 blocks. In the next episode, we are gonna make the 5th block. We'll be halfway through making the blocks in this series. If you want to, you can weave in your ends now, or you can wait until you're finished with all of your blocks. You can block your blocks at any time. You want to make sure that you block them to 5.5 inches so that they're all the same size. Again, you can do that as you go, or you can wait until you get to the end of making all the blocks with episode 10. Go ahead and keep working, keep stitching away. I will see you in the next episode when we make block 5. In the meantime, happy crocheting.